welcome back to the channel. And as you can see by the title, I have some terrible news to share. But before I get into the terrible news, there are a few things that I want to talk about the journey on how I got to this point today. Prior to even starting any modular cabinet build, I of course scoured YouTube through all the different ideas that are out there. I wanted to blend ideas from all sorts of different sources. I stumbled upon some really great plans from Hooked on Wood. I picked up those plans and then modified them to my use case. Little modification, nothing major. Those plans are pretty top notch. I did have to make a few adjustments to the plywood used. The measurements were different from the plywood that I can find in the States, and so I had to make those slight tweaks. After doing so, I dove in head first, created my modular cabinets that you've seen in other videos. With those set, I've then started this large modular cabinet build behind me, made out of 2 of those modules. And then I wanted to elevate it like a proper cabinet and put a laminate top on top of it, which I've done. So I go to the hardware store and I pick up laminate plywood with a gray and a navy blue face. Decision on that in a moment. And then I pick up a 3/4 inch piece and a 1/4 inch piece. And I thought I had everything I needed. And I started cutting pieces up. I started by cutting the laminate top first, used my track saw, and then I used the table saw to really dial it in. I then went to cut the rest of the pieces for the drawer compartments. I had some remaining left over from the modular drawer cabinets in previous videos. And then I also took a stab at cutting out the drawer fronts. Well, turns out I came to a woodworker's worst nightmare. Not enough plywood. That's right, folks, I've completely run out of plywood. And without a sponsor for this channel, I don't know where it's gonna be. But wait a minute, I have some exciting news. We have picked up a sponsor for this channel, and I'm gonna tell you who it is in just a moment. Before I do, this person doesn't actually know they're a sponsor yet. It is Mrs. Ricksaw. My wife is now sponsoring the Ricksaw YouTube channel. And you're probably asking yourself, ha, that's hilarious. Your wife can't be your sponsor, but she is for tax purposes. Just kidding. There's no tax implications here. All right, joking aside, I have filled the modular cabinets behind me with the drawers from the other modular cabinets, just for the purposes of this video. I wanted to make sure I got something out because I think it does look really great. The drawers actually fit really well from all different modules, so I'm sort of proud of myself, give myself a pat on the back for being able to do that. This is really my first complex build, and I wanted to see where that could take me. Now, the drawer cabinet does look really good. I put a laminate top on there, as you can see. I took a poll on my other social medias, and if you're interested in those, I put my Instagram in the link below, and I also have it linked on the Ricksaw homepage. Go ahead and follow me there. And on that poll, I got majority votes for the navy blue, and so that's the color that I went with. I think it's gonna look really good. And this navy blue top, I think, is gonna be a good accent for some Rockler dust collection accessories that I have on an upcoming video. And so those are gonna look really good. And then I didn't use all of the laminate countertop, and so what I've done there is I'm working on a Ron Polk style reduced plywood use torsion box workbench, and I'm going to use that as like a outfeed assembly table or something like that. And so I'm going to incorporate a modular drawer cabinet into that as well. And so I'm using the laminate top for that workbench build, and I have all the pieces cut, and so I'm going to have a quick video on that coming up, hopefully within the next week or two. So joking aside, I'm going to step back so you can take a look at the beauty that is this modular workbench cabinet. The plywood that I got for this, I'm going to pick up another sheet for that, and it is a little bit different than the top pieces. So this is a birch style. This I'm not actually sure. I believe it said birch, but it is a little bit thicker. So I'm going to stay with that consistency, and I actually have all of the drawer fronts cut to fill this whole space. These drawers will then go back into their original location. But a great test that they do fit, they do slide in, they do look really good. And I think it turned out pretty darn good if I do say so myself.